The Great Decoupling. Love, Loneliness, and the Geopolitical Crisis of the Dinner Date. By John Zerga Jr. I'm standing behind the yellow tape, looking at the chalk outline of the American family. It's a messy crime scene. There's blood on the pavement, the witnesses are all looking at their phones, and the perpetrators, the shadowy they, the archons, the guys in the smoky backrooms who probably think a gallon of milk costs $40, or clinking champagne glasses. We are living in the ruins of connection. You feel it, don't you? That low-level hum of anxiety when you walk into a crowded room and realize everyone is actually alone, tethered to a digital umbilical cord. We are wandering through the debris of what was once a social contract, a deal we made with reality that said, if you play by the rules, you get a life. Now, the rules are for suckers. The map we were given doesn't match the territory. We're holding a map of 1950s Cleveland, but we're standing in the middle of a Blade Runner set, and it's raining acid. We have entered the era of the Great Decoupling. Dating is a digital slaughterhouse, marriage is an act of financial kamikaze, and loneliness is the only growth industry left in the West. So, grab a coffee, black, none of that overpriced, sugary sludge, and let's peel back the layers of this onion. We're going to use logic, we're going to use reason, and we're going to use a little bit of street-level forensics to figure out who killed the human connection. The historical absurdity, the council of primal dating. Before we get to the heavy philosophy, we have to ask, was it always this bad? Did the Romans have ghosting? Did the Visigoths have a talking stage? I imagine the invention of the date went something like this. You have a caveman, let's call him Jeff. Jeff has a stick, that's his net worth, a stick, and he sees a cavewoman, let's call her Sheila. Sheila has a rock, she's doing quite well, she's upper middle class in the Paleolithic. Jeff. Hello, I have a stick. Sheila. Yes, I see the stick, it's very, stick why? What does it do? Jeff. I hit things with it. Mostly badgers, sometimes myself, by accident. Would you like to, I don't know, sit near a fire and stare at the wall until we die of a tooth infection at age 23? Sheila. Is there food? Jeff. I can hit a squirrel. Sheila. I'm paleo-vegan. Do you have any artisanal moss? Jeff. I have a stick, and thus, the first, ick, was born. Jeff didn't have the moss. Jeff was blocked. Fast forward to the Romans. They loved a bit of organization, the Romans. They were the Amazon of the ancient world, brilliant logistics, great roads, terrible HR department if you were a gladiator. But dating, it was pure imperialism. Roman centurion. I claim this woman in the name of Rome. Woman. I live here. This is my house. Roman centurion. Do you have a flag? Woman. No. Roman centurion. No flag, no country. Those are the rules that I just made up. Come along, we're going to eat grapes while reclining on uncomfortable furniture. Then you get the Victorians. The British Empire. They conquered the world with the cunning use of flags and tea, but they couldn't talk to each other. They invented fan language. If you held the fan to your left ear, it meant, I desire you. If you held it to your right ear, it meant, my corset is crushing my liver, please call a doctor. If you dropped the fan, it meant, we are now engaged, and I require a dowry of 6 sheep. It's madness. History is just a long line of people trying to impress other people with things they don't have, based on rules nobody understands. We think we're sophisticated because we have apps. But we're just Jeff with a digital stick. Look at my profile. I caught a fish. I am holding the fish. Love me. And the woman is thinking, why is everyone holding a fish? Is the ocean empty? Is this a supply chain issue? The marketplace. Welcome to the simulacrum. Let's get serious. We have allowed the marketplace to commodify the most sacred thing we have, human intimacy. You look at these dating apps and you think you're looking for love. Please, you're playing a slot machine. It's a Skinner box designed by behavioral psychologists who probably haven't felt a human emotion since the Cold War. These apps aren't designed to pair you off. If they paired you off, you'd delete the app. That's bad for business. They are designed to keep you in a state of perpetual, agitated longing. They want you desperate. They want you lonely. Because, and write this down, a lonely population is a profitable population. When you have a family, you share resources. You buy one toaster. You cook one meal. You have one mortgage. But break that family up. Now you need 2 apartments. 2 toasters. 2 Netflix subscriptions. 2 Amazon Prime accounts though, frankly, Prime is a great deal, so maybe keep both. The breakdown of the family unit is the greatest stimulus package the consumer economy ever engineered. And look at the result. We have created a dating market that resembles the Weimar Republic's economy, inflated, volatile, and totally detached from value. It's a paradox of choice so paralyzing that we've all become Buridan's ass, starving to death between two bales of hay because we can't decide which one is slightly greener. The logistics of liberty, why Amazon is the only thing making sense. Now, I work at Amazon. I'm on the floor, I see the boxes, and I'll tell you something the philosophers won't admit. The fulfillment center is a cathedral of order in a world of chaos. Outside those walls, it's anarchy. Politics is a clown show. The economy is a Ponzi scheme. The dating market is a dumpster fire. But inside, a box comes down the line. It has a barcode. I scan the barcode. The system knows exactly where that box is going. It's going to a grandmother in Dubuque. It's going to a kid in Seattle. It's a promise kept. There is a spiritual purity to logistics. It is A plus B equals C. It is the only part of modern American life that actually functions as advertised. While the politicians are arguing about whether the sky is blue or green, we are delivering the diapers. We are delivering the cat food. We are the veins and arteries of the nation. If we ran the dating market like we run the warehouse, we'd fix this crisis in a week. The Amazon dating algorithm. Scanning user A. User needs stability, affection, and someone who laughs at Monty Python. Scanning user B. User provides stability, affection, and does a bad John Cleese impression. Result. Match. Action. Packaged, sealed, delivered by Tuesday. But no, we let the market decide, and the market is drunk. The lost boys, and the crisis of masculinity. We have to talk about the men. And I'm not talking about the shiny, airbrushed men you see in the movies. I'm talking about the guys I see at the gym at 2 a.m., pushing iron just to feel something. We have a generation of young men who are checking out. Society likes to mock them. The media paints them as villains. But let's play detective. Cui bono? Who benefits from a generation of men who feel useless? These young men were handed a script that expired in 1975. They were told, be a provider. Be a protector. Then they stepped into an economy where the cost of being a provider requires 3 incomes. They are living in Fight Club, but without the cool basement fights. They are the middle children of history, raised on television to believe they'd all be millionaires and rock stars. But they're not. They're driving Ubers and wondering why they can't get a date. And the tragedy, they are retreating into digital caves. Video games, pornography, crypto gambling. It's a retreat from reality because reality has become too expensive and too painful. It's like the Great Depression, but with better graphics. The Feline Stoics. A lesson from Lucky and Conan. You know who has this figured out? My cats. Lucky and Conan. They are the true philosophers of the household. I feed them thanks to the Amazon paycheck, and they provide the wisdom. Conan is a barbarian. He's a Cimmerian warlord trapped in the body of a domestic shorthair. He doesn't have dating anxiety. If Conan wants attention, he doesn't worry if his text message was too eager. He utilizes the scream at the moon strategy. Conan's inner monologue. I am the apex predator of this carpet. I have slain the red dot of doom. Why is the giant not worshipping me? I shall sing the song of my people at 3 a.m. until the food bowl is replenished. He has no neurosis. He has no fear of rejection. He operates on pure instinct and will. Nietzsche would have loved Conan. And Lucky. Lucky is Diogenes. He sleeps 18 hours a day. He wakes up, judges me, eats, and goes back to sleep. If Alexander the Great stood in front of Lucky, Lucky wouldn't ask for a conquest. He'd ask him to move because he's blocking the sunbeam. We humans, we overthink. We have these massive frontal lobes that we use to simulate rejection before it even happens. We need more sunbeam energy, and less existential dread. The golden handcuffs of modern womanhood. But don't think the ladies have it any better. Oh no, the system is an equal opportunity predator. Women have been sold a bill of goods. They were told they could have it all. But all turned out to include a 60-hour work week, crippling student debt, and a dating pool filled with men who think doing the dishes is a special favor worthy of a Nobel Peace Prize. They go on these dates, and it's like a diplomatic summit that goes wrong. Date night at the Olive Garden. So, I'm technically between jobs, but I'm developing an app. She. Oh, what does it do? It identifies different types of moss for cavemen. It's niche, but I think it's gonna pop. She. Internal monologue, I am going to die alone in an apartment full of ferns. Women are exhausted. They are carrying the emotional labor, a buzzword for doing everything because everyone else is incompetent. They are the project managers of the domestic sphere, and the project is over budget and behind schedule. The geopolitics of dinner. Let's look at a modern date through the lens of geopolitics. It's not romance anymore, it's the Cuban Missile Crisis with appetizers. You sit down. The menu is the treaty. Her. I'll have the salad. Signal. I am low maintenance, but morally superior. Him. I'll have the steak. Signal. I am a provider, but possibly have high cholesterol. Then comes the check. The who pays moment. This is the Yalta Conference. Stalin, Churchill, and Roosevelt staring at the bill. If he pays, is it benevolent patriarchy or patronizing? If they split it, is it equality or is he cheap? If she pays, is he a gigolo? It's a minefield. We have politicized the act of breaking bread. We need a UN peacekeeping force just to get through dessert. The denial of death, the philosophical rot. Now, let's go deeper. Let's put on the philosopher's hat. Aristotle meets George Carlin. The root of this rot isn't just economic, it's spiritual. We are a society that is terrified of death. We are obsessed with youth. We want to live forever. We have tech billionaires trying to upload their brains to the cloud to avoid the Grim Reaper. This denial of death makes us incapable of commitment. Why? Because commitment is a recognition of time. To say, I do, is to say, I will spend my limited time with you until I die. But if you think you have infinite time, if you think you can just keep your options open forever, then you never choose. This is the Peter Pan syndrome on a civilizational scale. We refuse to grow up because growing up means admitting we are going to die. The Stoics knew this. Memento mori, remember you must die. It wasn't morbid, it was a call to action. It meant, get your act together, kid. The clock is ticking, the Uber is coming, and it's being driven by a skeleton. But we live in the wide path. The wide path is easy. It's comfortable. It's full of distractions, Netflix, and cheap dopamine. It's the path of least resistance. But it leads to destruction. It leads to a nursing home where the only person visiting you is a robot nurse because you didn't build a legacy. We have forgotten the narrow path. The path of duty, the Kantian imperative. We have a duty to something higher than our own pleasure. We have a duty to truth, to family, to the future. The God as contractor theory. The Gnostics had a theory. They believed the world was created by a demiurge, a lesser god who was basically a cowboy builder. You know the type. He shows up late, sucks his teeth, and says, well, I can build you a universe, but the plumbing is going to cost extra. Demiurge. I've put in gravity. It keeps things down. Human. Yes, but my back hurts. Demiurge. That's a feature, not a bug. Also, I've invented mosquitoes. Human. Why, Demiurge. I had some spare parts left over. Legs and malice. Put them together. Whiz bang. We are living in a fixer-upper universe. And the powers that be, the corporations, not the logistics ones, the media ones, the politicians, the experts, they are the landlords who refuse to fix the leak. They want us distracted. They want us fighting each other. They utilize the problem-reaction-solution dynamic. Problem. Create a society where men and women are economically pitted against each other. Reaction. Everyone gets angry. Men retreat, women resent. Everyone yells on TikTok. Solution. The destruction of the family and the rise of the state is the ultimate parent. It's genius, really. Evil, but genius. It's like a magician distracting you with a dove while he steals your watch. Look at the dove. Look at the pretty dove. Yoink. Where's my watch? The dove ate it. The street-smart solution. The way of the Ronin. So, what do? Do we fold? Do we crawl into a bottle? No. That's what they want. We adopt the mindset of the Ronin. The masterless samurai. We reject the lords of the cultural feudalism. We walk the earth with our eyes open. We work our jobs. We move the boxes. We feed the cats, but we keep our souls free. 1. See the game for what it is. Acknowledge that the odds are stacked. The house has a rigged deck. Once you accept that, you stop being a victim and start being a player. Stop looking for validation from a sick society. As Krishnamurti said, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. 2. The Benedict option, Zerga style. We need to build parallel structures. You can't change the whole system, but but you can build a fortress against it. Find your tribe. I don't care if it's a church, a book club, or just you and your cats watching Blade Runner. Build a platoon. You cannot survive this alone. Humans are pack animals. A lone wolf is just a dead wolf waiting to happen. 3. Embrace the pain. Stop trying to hack your way out of suffering. Life is suffering. That's the first noble truth. But there is meaning in suffering if it's for a purpose. Lift heavy weights. Read hard books. Have difficult conversations. Call out the phonies. Pain is the whetstone that sharpens the blade of your soul. 4. Reject the penny wise, pound foolish life. Stop chasing the cheap dopamine. Stop stepping over dollars to pick up dimes. Invest in the things that actually matter. Loyalty, honor, truth. These are the only currencies that don't inflate. 5. Return to the old world. I'm talking about the values of the neighborhood. The values of the street. You don't rat on your friends. You keep your word. You respect the hierarchy of competence. You protect the weak. It's omerta, applied to the soul, a code of silence against the noise of the world. The theology of connection. Let's end this in the pew. Because ultimately, this is a God problem. We have killed God in the public square and replaced him with the idol of the self. And the idol of the self is a hungry God. It demands constant sacrifice, but it gives nothing back. It's a vending machine that takes your money and doesn't drop the candy bar. You shake it, you kick it, but the candy bar of fulfillment remains stuck on the coil. In the book of Genesis, the first thing God says is, not good, is loneliness. It is not good for man to be alone. We were designed for connection. We were designed to be one flesh. This isn't about being a prude. This is about metaphysics. When you connect with another person deeply, you are participating in the act of creation. You are defying the entropy of the universe. The Gnostics believed we are trapped in a material prison. Maybe they were right, but the way out isn't to escape, it's to bring the light down here. To find that spark in another person and fan it into a flame. The final verdict. The great decoupling is real. The alienations are real. The struggle is real. But you have a choice. You can be a statistic, a casualty of the culture war, a number on a spreadsheet. Or you can be a rebuke. Be a glitch in the matrix. Be the person who commits when it's inconvenient. Be the person who forgives when it's illogical. Be the person who builds a family, even if that family is just you and two very demanding cats named Lucky and Conan, in a world that wants to tear it down. It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt. You're going to get laughed at by the cool kids on the wide path who are heading straight off a cliff. Let them laugh. We have the logistics. We have the truth. And frankly, we have the better snacks. The world is a tragedy, sure. It's a comedy, absolutely. It's a horror movie, often. But like I always say, even in a horror movie, someone survives until the sequel. Be the survivor. Be the final girl of your own life story. Turn off the app, look someone in the eye, tell the truth, feed the cats, and keep the boxes moving, because in a chaotic world, order is a form of prayer. Zerga, in synthesis with the philosopher.